beginning with a sense of being present with whatever is already here. Just noticing the current state of the body and mind. Just being fully aware of the entirety of the current experience. Now, we may find that there are elements of our current experience that we wish to change or we wish to get away from. Just something uncomfortable, agitated, perhaps, or tense. Just for this time, see if it's possible to actually release the resistance to the current state. We can recognize that the body and mind will settle itself in time. There is no sense in trying to force the body and mind to change. Instead, just leave the body and mind alone. A sense of letting go of control. Meditation is not for increasing control, but a total and complete release of all control. Just become the observer of the present experience, not the pilot, not the manager, not the one who controls and operates reality, but instead just the neutral, calm observer. Very good. A sense of expanding consciousness. Widening, broadening the depth of being. Becoming the space in which the experience of the body and mind flows through. Expand, expand, elevate, through that conscious experience, see just how possible it is to let go of all control, leaving the mind well alone, leaving the body well alone. Everything continues just fine. There is an automatic quality to the body and mind. It already knows what to do. Just take your hands off the wheel for a moment. Noticing everything that is received by the senses. And notice that the senses themselves are neutral. The pure observation that the senses are automatically operating as does not necessarily include any mind activity. You can receive the light through the eyes. You can receive sound through the ears. You can receive scent through the nose. You can receive the taste with your mouth. You can sense the feel on your skin and the temperature, the ambience of the room. This is all received by the senses automatically. The mind adds analysis later. It is the mind that adds the tendency to name and interpret this input. Take a minute here to see if it's possible to simply receive the entire world of the senses without adding a single name, without the slightest analysis. Very good. Now, continuing to expand awareness. What if it was possible to regard bodily sensations in the internal world as just another sense, just like sight or sound? Just add the internal bodily sensations to that spectrum of observation, and do not add any names or analysis. What if it was possible to just feel, to just sense, without the burden of trying to decide if this is good or bad, trying to figure out what's happening, what's this, what's that? Just release all of those burdens. No burdens now. And no resistance to the body. Just leave the body to be as it is. Just an open sense that you are receiving the energetic qualities of the body. And adding that sense of bodily sensation to the spectrum of emotion, the spectrum of observation. We'll get to emotion in a moment. Sight, sound, touch, taste, body, all without a single name, without any analysis. All is arising within the same space of experience. Very good. Now, this next part at first will appear challenging and perhaps even paradoxical. But just give some space to this, and you will recognize there is a curiously intuitive aspect to this. Come to regard all of the content of the mind as just another sense, as if all the activity of thinking, thought, imagination, prediction, memory, all of that, just a slightly more complicated sense. Just as sight receives a certain type of information about the world, the visual light spectrum, the mind is simply receiving slightly more complicated information about the world. Data, some sort of narrative input, just another sense. A slightly more complicated sense, but a sense nonetheless. Expanding the consciousness, elevating the consciousness to include all of the mind activity with all of its complexity, with all of its assumed self-importance. That is just the mind behaving as the mind does. Now, is it possible to observe all of this mind activity from a space of complete neutrality? Just don't get involved. Don't interpret, don't analyze. Just let the mind do what it does. In the same way you allow your sight to do what it does, you allow your hearing to do what it does, well, allow the mind to do what it does as well. Very good. And now we include the entire emotional spectrum also. Just another sense. A powerful sense, a very vivid sense, a very immediate sense. Just go to the current emotion and notice the automatic quality to emotion as well. So expanding consciousness, elevating consciousness to just become the space in which all emotion is free. No emotion ever needed to be changed or fixed. Everything has been pre-accepted, pre-allowed. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and it didn't make a mistake with emotion or mind or body or world. Everything is just unfolding exactly as it should. So don't get involved. Yes, even that emotion is fine. Even that mind activity, it's fine. Just leave it. And a natural harmony reveals itself. Nothing to be done. You may notice that occasionally your attention gets drawn back in to an identification with the mind and body. Do not be frustrated by this. We're breaking the habit of a lifetime, perhaps many lifetimes. So don't be frustrated or stressed if you find that you've become lost in your narratives and identification again. Instead, just recognize what's happened. This is powerful in itself. Recognize what's happened and then expand and elevate, being the space in which the body and mind can unfold. Not piloting, not managing, not operating, just being. Continually release. This is an eternal renewal. Release, 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 release. Whenever some tightening up happens, just let go immediately. There's nothing to be done. It's all already happening. And it's all already happened. by the time you've noticed something, it's already passed. So this sense of control can be safely released. It's an illusion. It was never here. Just what is. In a moment, we will be leaving the formal aspect of the meditation. But notice just how quickly the mind seeks to re-engage with its sense of control, jump back into narratives. What if you just did not allow the mind to do this ever again? The mind simply somehow came to believe that it's in a far higher position of power than it actually is. It just came to believe this. Simply recorrect this false belief. The mind was never in control. The mind simply was promoted above its abilities. Such a simple misperception. That's all. All of the problems on earth created by that single misperception. Through making a false assumption and the subsequent false belief that the mind controls things. It doesn't, and it never did. The mind is just a single sense, like the other senses, that processes information. So its role of analysis, interpretation, imagination, memory, these are all elements of experience that are just fine. There's no harm in those. Only we elevated the mind to be of primary importance. Believing it's some kind of controller, some kind of fixer, some kind of savior. And it's not. Consciousness gets caught up in the mind, like water gets caught in a whirlpool. But a whirlpool is made out of water, and mind is made of consciousness. So if we released the tension of the mind, this chaotic spiraling pattern dissolves back into the whole body. Body of water, body of consciousness. Doing this by simply recognizing the fundamental misperception and assumption we made all those years ago. Nothing to be done. You may wish to stay a while longer in the meditation, or it may be time to rejoin the daily activities. Even as you re-engage with life, see if it's possible to just keep a little space, this expandedness, this elevatedness. Just when that stress and anxiety has started to rise, just returning to consciousness itself, returning to being, just checking in, make sure you haven't simply made a miscalculation, believed yourself to be in more control than you actually are. All is well. All is taken care of, even when things appear to not be going the right way. we're in good hands, so to speak. Thank you so much for doing this meditation with me today. I hope this meditation finds you well, in good health. I hope you have ease of being this day. May this meditation and yours be for the benefit of all sentient beings. Take care. Be well. Stay present.